Well, you see people in the region having to make deals with the bad actors. They have partly because of our troop drawdown. The troop drawdown is happening before combatant commanders thought it was prudent. They haven't had the time that they thought they were promised to conduct a thorough counterinsurgency mission. And so with their departure, you'll have people like Mohammad Karzai, the president of Afghanistan, others, including the Pakistanis. You'll see more erratic behavior as they have to make deals with people like the Taliban, like the Haqqani network, etc.
But will more time in that region of the world do the things that we're told, not necessarily directly, that our mission is to achieve there, which is a stable Afghanistan as well as a better relationship or a partnership between Afghanistan and Pakistan?
Right. Unfortunately, part of the policy has been predicated on cooperation with Pakistan, the theory being we would buy their friendship to cooperate on terrorist issues and to secure their nuclear issues. This is the sort of received wisdom from the Washington foreign policy establishment that has proven incorrect. Pakistan harbored bin Laden, whether wittingly or unwittingly. They cooperate and use terrorists as instruments of national policy.
So do we pull back all that money now? I mean, with the troop withdrawal, so dropping our presence in Afghanistan, do we then simultaneously pull back some of the aid from Pakistan? What would that do to the region?
Yeah, unfortunately, I think it has come to that because our money there is rewarding bad behavior. They're happy to take the money. They'll just never deliver the goods that they say they're selling. So it's also fueling corruption. The economic part of it fuels corruption. And they really, there is minimal cooperation. This was alluded to, of course, even in the recent foreign policy GOP debate, but it's pretty minimal. And in fact, they are still harboring terrorists, the Haqqani network, Taliban elements, and working against us.
And that's what some are suggesting happened over the weekend, that the Taliban picked a spot near a Pakistan base or were using the base to launch an attack on our U.S. troops and the Afghanis that they were training. And our U.S. troops called in air support. That's one of the storylines that's still being investigated. But the likelihood of that actually being a realistic scenario, I mean, what would the likelihood be?
It's certainly possible. And of course, though Pakistan has used it not to emphasize the danger posed by the Taliban, by the Haqqani other, but to point the finger at the U.S. and make life increasingly difficult for us. They have no credibility in the allegations they're making that this was an unprovoked attack. It was almost certain that NATO forces were acting in self-defense.
That's an interesting point. So just the blame solely on the U.S., not on anything else, not on any sort of confusion or chaos of war. Right. It's a story obviously still developing. Christian, thank you so much. Nice to have you on set with us in person this time around. John?
We are awaiting, in this Fox News alert, one of the big events of the day, the sentencing of Dr. Conrad Murray, Michael Jackson's doctor,